once they listen to that still small voice that's telling them that they can be, do, or have anything, then they're like, oh, I wish I would have done this years ago, because if I had followed my intuition, then I would have had my manifestation by now. Hi guys, welcome back to another video. I'm so excited for this one because in this video, we are discussing intuition, how to follow your intuition, how to follow inspired action. Okay, this is going to be a paradox. Watch all the way through so that you can get all the information that you need, if it so resonates. But I believe that it will, okay? I really hope that this video gives you clarity and gives you the confidence that you need in order to get whatever you want. If you are new here, hi, my name is Brianna, and this is Athena's channel where we talk about wisdom, mental warfare, and practical reasoning. This is a manifestation channel, and we talk about how to manifest in an effortless way. So here we go. Florence Scovel, I have been reading a lot of her works lately, and there's this one book that she created, which, by the way, she's a metaphysical teacher, just like Neville Goddard, and she was born in the 1800s, so around the late 1800s, she started coming out with these books. So anyway, I digress. She has a chapter where it's talking about intuition, and it's talking about inspired action. It goes hand in hand with what Neville Goddard talks about, with what Bashar talks about, Abraham Hicks, Joe Dispenza, all of these people that talk about how to follow your intuition. But what exactly does it mean? Intuition, according to Florence Scovel, which is the best definition that I like to go by, intuition means to be taught from within. Intuition means to allow your inner guide to help you realize, self-realize your manifestations. Very simple. So, how do we follow our intuition? Well, I'm glad you asked that. It's very simple, okay? You follow your hunches. Follow your assumptions. What you assume to be true is true. Okay, there's 3 things that I wanted to say about intuition, aka taking inspired action. The first thing is that you take inspired action based on your assumptions. Whatever you believe to be true, that is going to be true for you. If you assume that you can do something, then you can. If you assume that you can't do something, then you can't. It really is how your beliefs are set up and what you are assuming to be true in your life. So this is really exciting because if you assume that you are going to get whatever you want, no matter what, and here's a trick, bonus, if you assume that you are always under direct inspiration and that you never miss a trick, you will automatically be led to whatever you want. If you assume certain things will happen in your life, then it will lead you naturally to follow and take inspired action naturally. There's a really powerful affirmation by Florence Scovel, and she says exactly that. I am always under direct inspiration. I never miss a trick. Everything good now comes to me immediately under grace and miraculous ways. That's just an example affirmation that you can use if you want to use that for yourself. But really, your inspired action is always going to be based on your assumptions and what you believe to be true for you and for how you view the world. Now, the second thing, intuition is a still small voice. So let's talk about what intuition feels like and what it looks like. It's a very small, still voice. It's very gentle. It's not going to force you to do anything. It's just an idea that usually flashes in your head pretty quickly, and it doesn't have that very loud ring to it. It's not going to force itself on you, and it'll remain pretty consistent. For example, usually when I'm talking to people and they want to manifest a new house, let's say, they want to manifest a new house and they're looking for new houses because they really don't like where they're in, or they feel like they've outgrown it. So I'll talk to them and I'll be like, okay, well, have you had any hunches? And they're like, oh yeah, well, I mean, there was this really nice lamp that I wanted to buy, but I didn't buy it because, it's not right, and X, Y, and Z, and I'm not in the new house, so I want to hold off on buying that lamp, or I want to hold off on buying that rug. That is your intuition. Buy the rug, buy the lamp, because it is your path to non-resistance. Most of the time, you already know what to do. Actually, all the time, you know what to do, because again, your intuition is yourself. It is within. It is you being taught from within. If you follow your intuition, it will lead you to your manifestation. It's so interesting because once people actually do buy the lamp or they buy the rug and they start creating that home that they would love to be in, then that's when the manifestation comes, because they're no longer needing it anymore. They already allowed themselves to feel how they want to feel, and the manifestation comes in. Simple as that. I also say that intuition is pretty consistent because you are never disconnected. And again, you are so loved and unconditionally supported that you can choose to experience a life of disconnection. But truth be told, you always have a solution to any problem that you're facing in life. There's always a solution. Most times when people, they follow their intuition and they finally give in to that still small voice, they are surprised and they're wondering why they never listened to it before. Once they listen to that still small voice that's telling them that they can be, do, or have anything, then they're like, oh, I wish I would have done this years ago, because if I had followed my intuition, then I would have had my manifestation by now. So yeah, it's usually something that's a still small voice. It's not going to be overbearing. It's not going to be controlling. It's not going to tell you any fear-based beliefs. It's going to stretch your faith, and it's going to have positivity towards it. But it is quick, it is consistent, and it's often something that leads me into my third point. Intuition usually doesn't make sense. This is the magical part of creating your own reality and surrendering to the power that is within you. Usually when you follow inspired action, it's not really going to make sense. It's going to look like you calling a friend, or it's going to look like you watching a movie, reading a book, going for a walk. And Florence Scovel, she talks about this in her book, where the steam engine was created by a guy looking at boiling water. He was looking at the steam rising from boiling water. So anything that's mundane, don't disregard it. Don't disregard the small things in life. The small things in life help you achieve the big things. My last and final point. You cannot make a mistake. You can't. When you are under the assumption that you want to be true for yourself, you cannot make a mistake. Even if it seems like in your circumstances, things are not changing, things are not conforming. If you assume that you're going to get exactly what you have in your mind, that mental image has to be outpictured into the 3D. And again, following this assumption will naturally lead you to take inspired action. It's a byproduct. It's an effect. So having this affirmation in itself that you can never make a mistake, that as long as you're assuming what you want to be true is true for you, that anything you do in life will lead you to that manifestation. It's a sure thing. It really is done. And it really does exist in your reality right now. There's no waiting. There's no trying. There's only being, and there's only assuming. So, what do you assume to be true for yourself? Stick to that assumption and watch how your manifestation unfolds. I hope that you guys manifest anything that you want after this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.